Alright, hello everybody, and welcome. So in the background, I have been working on the Shield 2.0 design. I have spent a considerable amount of time on the introduction and basically editing the whole thing. I'm going to be coming out with a massive EP. I don't know how long it's going to be. It's potentially going to be 8 or 9 hours. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what parts I need to cut out. I'm going to record this and I'm going to go through it and edit parts out, of course. So I want to make something cool, but I thought, you know what? Why not, just stream this one part of it? So essentially, we did all the dandies. So the shield design, which is linked in the description of this video, essentially all I've done is add two additional apple orchards, and this is going to be done to trade. So what I'm hoping to do in this situation here is I'm going to showcase people how to use a region to get barley, lots of stuff like that, and how to get salt and meat and import sausage. Now, I will note you do not need to do sausage and meat, and you do not need to do fish in order to get to the max tier in this game. And everything I've shown you is actually still viable. These are just additional levels of content, but you don't necessarily need them. They're just, something nice. But, the staples are still the same. I am actually testing out to make sure that the apiaries are indeed still producing honey based on how many you spam. So they have not fixed that still. Even though it says that you don't get more per 2, that is not the case. You can spam the hell out of these and get a lot of honey. One cool thing, though, is that veggies are actually yielding within the first year. However, you won't see maximum yieldage until, with the current vendor setup, until you get 4 families in there. And that's simply just because they can't harvest everything that's out there. 2 families can't. My rule of thumb is about like 0.25 or 1 corpse pit per family. You can apples though you can get away with about 6, but veggies you can only get away with about 4. I know some people say, oh well, you can build one that's 6. Yeah, you can build one that's 100, but it's all about how much are they effectively harvesting. So you can see that they don't. You can actually like literally just come in and watch them, and they don't harvest everything. This is 8.004. Yep. This is the newest one. So here we are doing all of our things, and it's glorious, but we're going to keep tracking on. Right now I am building up the military, and we're doing a bunch of stuff. We had a lot of great money coming in just from bandit camp hunting in the very beginning of the game. And we're going to continue to spam chickens. Now, chickens have definitely become more important. Eggs have become more important with the spoilage mechanics. Though, as I've stated many, many times, the important thing to note is that once you get a large granary, it's around 1 to 2% for the majority of spoilage of goods, where the majority of spoilage taking place is in the market stalls. So you're going to have a lot of spoilage because you don't have any protections in these stalls. Now, the original code was rounding up, which means if there was 2 carrots in a stall, one of them would spoil. So they changed that code, and hopefully it will no longer do that. So, yeah, exactly. One region should be able to supply everything we need, and that's what we're going to be showing off in this. Got a nice little farming region up here. Got a nice little meat region up here. So that will be part of the modified shield design, is that you will need at least one other region. And if you're feeling up to the challenge, you can easily go for sausage. It's always nice to have as many food types as possible, but that is why we are doing the additional apple orchards in the design, so that we have something to trade for that. Most likely, we are not going to be trading for alcohol in that sense. I'm going to be using the trade post itself to just buy it, because I do need quite a bit of it. But with the sausages, it should be a little bit more straightforward. Now, however, things might change, and there's a lot we could do. And I think I may have actually loaded the wrong save. It feels like I did. There are some times in this game where I feel like it hates me. So, that's alright. We'll just upgrade all these bad boys. We got it going on. But yeah. And we got our large granary. So the real important thing is to upgrade a large granary. Also, as I expressed, the current understanding is that each granary has only 4 carts. So when you put a family in with a marketplace that the code per patch notes, every market to reduce logistics is only 3 people can interact with the market. So essentially the family itself. So you have 1 person peddling and you'll have 2 people, doing their thing. That was a bad example because we want to look at is the food stall. So let me get an example. So the food stall here, you can see they're all transporting, and for some reason the boyer is so weird. That is so weird. Okay, well, we don't want the boyer being also the family that's in here. So I need to find a chicken man. Any chicken man will do. And these are some of the things that you actually do want to kind of look at is, who are your neighbors? So he's a firewood cutter. I'm just going to reassign him. So let's just exit out of there. Let's go to our people. Let's reassign him here. Take this other chicken man and reassign him here. Okay. We do not want anyone who has other jobs to be doing crap. So now one of these individuals will work at the market stall and the other 2 will transport. So those 2 transporting will take up 2 carts and the other 2 transporting will take up 2 more carts for a total of 4. So the new strategy, I think, is to have a large granary with 2 workers with market stalls, and that's it. And then build another granary and so on and so forth. And that may help alleviate your food variety issues because the people with carts can carry 10 at a time and the people with hands cannot. So before I used to just fill up granaries, but after talking to people on Discord, there does seem to be a consensus, and these things are all subject to change, that there are only 4 carts in the granaries. So we will figure that stuff out. And you want as many carts as possible. Now everybody's having a good time. They're all doing their stuff. Yeah, and then when you have families that are always farming their vegetables, so here's the deal. They're only farming during certain periods of time. And again, this is why I do the bender, because eventually when this becomes a tier 3 burgage plot, it will have 4 families, and those 4 families will clear this field. So if your families are continuously farming, your farm is too big. Like, if that's your problem, like, make smaller farms. You could easily go with a 2 plot if you feel it's an issue. I personally don't. And also, though that doesn't excuse the fact that they will be farming for several months. That is correct. So what you want to do is take your farmers and assign them to do jobs that you don't care if there's a 3-month hiccup. And those jobs are pretty straightforward. That is easily your saw pits, your saw pits and your logging camps. So I assign all my farmers to things like that. Also, like clay furnace tiles. Yeah, it's nice to have it, but quite frankly, I produce clay tiles faster than I sell them. So put them into non-critical resources. Do not put them into your woodcutter. Do not put them into your charcoal kiln, because that will cause issues with your firewood production. And then when you're using the strategy in the shield design, we're trying to maximize egg production by using single plots. The problem with that, though, is every one of these plots takes one fuel. So your fuel consumption when you're building a bunch of single plots is exceptionally higher than when you're doing double burgage plots. So that is one issue. So I would never put them into critical infrastructure. You could even put them into foresters. Your foresters can take a break. But that's how I view it. And one thing I hate about the foresters is they always start in a small area. I've found better results controlling the areas right off the bat rather than just leaving them to an unlimited work area. I find that they don't do a very good job. So we'll do that now. Cool. We got iron coming in. So I got iron coming in. I got my mining. I got my blooms. I got all the basic artisan shops right now. I got my bows going. And now, if you want to produce crossbows, you need iron parts, but that can be made at the blacksmith. But we are right here making production of iron parts. But we're making spears, and we are making large shields. Now, I did have to temporarily increase the production of my saw pits to 2. We are going through an absurd amount of boards. We're also building our manor over here. We have 297 turns until the raiders attack. And as I have expressed multiple times, the biggest challenge in this game isn't producing weapons, it's getting enough people for those weapons. So we have all the spears, but right now it looks like we're having a couple issues with just board production. And interestingly enough, it's all coming back down to just not having enough ox. We need to get more ox. We need them hauling lumber to the sawmill, keeping that stuff going. But yeah, we're all doing good. So the design calls for 5. There's some liberties, and if you watch the super video that I'm gonna post for this, I'll go into an explanation of what you want to do. But yeah, the first thing you want to do always is get this stuff rolling so that your food production's coming off the rails. You can see I'm doing great. The honey is helping. The eggs are helping. We have we're year 4, so our veggies are starting to now get to a stage where all of them have grown, and we're gonna get a bunch. And once I get these gents to tier 3, I might even have to start trading vegetables. But I really we're not at our full population. We're not even close. We got lines of houses yet to build, and that is cool. That is actually really cool. So I guess I could just start building out more houses now. Finally. So we're going to build out more and more houses. And the game can be a little annoying sometimes. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I was able to squeeze 6 in these. I was a little bit more liberal with my spacing on this design, so that definitely led to more houses. But I won't say no. I tend to overproduce pretty much everything, so I can always handle a little bit more. Yeah, the second person in the saw pit there was a glitch, but in the patch notes they said they fixed it. So I'm just gonna go on good faith that the patch notes actually did remedy the situation. But yeah, you can see the big issue right now is I just do not have enough ox pulling stuff in. But yeah, I mean, that was a long time ago, that the second saw pit, and they patched that like 2 patches ago. But it doesn't actually look like he is, but I think he is. I have to believe he is. So I could permanently assign the ox to these locations, but I don't want to. So it's simply because I don't trust it. All right, I do believe it's probably time to up the storehouse markets, because we have quite a bit. That looks good to me. Trading post. I turned the market off, but they did it anyway. All right. Yeah, we don't want them doing that. I'm gonna up the trade post a bit. I am making roof tiles and trading them for money. I have quite a bit of money, and that's really cool. And we are going to get everybody to level 2. You want to get your farms first. I already got most of the farms. I think I actually got all the farms. Perfect. And we will need to start making ale or using the drip system. I most likely will have to use the drip system, but I need to get a rockin' economy here. It's not punish me. We are on normal difficulty. So hard difficulty is a whole different ballpark of things you have to do. We got our 6 individuals here, getting our 440 berries per year. We're doing fairly well. Yeah, vegetables are coming in. Everything's coming in. The honey's keeping up, but it's not... I'm going to have to do more. Honey does have one of the worst returns per worker per food, but it's all about the collective experience, you know? And when I have the workers. So realistically, what I want to do now actually is start farming and start making bread. So we're going to do that. Now, I did toy around with the idea of going into rye cultivation. So for this design, how much bread I need is going to be based off how many foods I think I can provide and how much food I think I will be consuming. Now, I am under the impression that I will have something of around 400 pop in this build, which means I will have around 130 families. So I will need 130 times 12 food. Let's just call it an even 2,000 food per year in case I want to go past that cap, which means I'm going to need a lot of food. If I want to, 5 food types, oof. Okay. Yeah, I need 400 of each food. So I can do that with veggies, berries, apples. With eggs, I cannot do that. I'm gonna need 6. This will be difficult. So I'm gonna need at least 400 bread. And to do that, I need 200 grain. 200 grain will become 400 bread. That is relatively easy to do, even in the worst farmland. Especially if you go into rye cultivation. But like realistically, it can be done in the space that we have. There's not a lot. This is like, I know it's the worst, right? Some of the worst land you've ever seen. That's why over here it's gonna be easier. I haven't found too much use for dyes because berries is usually one of the staple foods of mine. So that's personal. Now we're not gonna be plowing with ox, so we don't have to do long strips. We're gonna just do really big fields. So I'm thinking, yeah, so this field's gonna be a lot more, the way that everything is done, I actually really don't want long strips, but the way that everything is, I think I have to do long strips to have somewhat of an even keel here. So we're going to do 2-point Morgans like so. We're gonna have some crap area, we're gonna have some good area. And I think this should yield 75 a pop. If I can get that to 150, that'd be 300. You know, 300 bread could work. So I need about a few of these. This is not going to go the way that I wanted it to. The crap areas are typically really bad. Now we can repair this windmill. I don't want to repair that granary. If I repair that windmill, it's a little far away. I don't want this windmill. So I will demolish it. I don't want it in the way. I want to wrap farming around it. So this is probably the worst. So we'll just do this area here is 2, and then we'll do this area here as another 2. That's beautiful. I think that actually will be all of the bread we need. It is not rocket science. The bakeries though. Oh, nice. We got space here. We'll need a couple. I think that's nice. That actually worked out. Typically, I have my bakeries like anywhere up here, potentially even 2. I want my bakeries to be where the flour storage is, all those jazzes. So yeah, if you're wondering about development points, so what irrigation does is it dramatically lowers the chance of damage caused by droughts. Essentially, there are occasionally droughts, and so you may be hyper reliant upon bread for your food source, so this would be detrimental. However, if you're not hyper reliant upon bread for your food source, and it's just something that you're using, it's a useless skill. It just basically, it's for consistency. If you don't mind an off year, it's not, and your population won't starve to death if you don't have it. It's not really great. I would actually say rye cultivation is probably way better than irrigation, simply because you're just getting way more bread, which offsets some of that. Heavy plow, an ox is like worth like I think 3 families, but you have to have your farm set up in really short strips, and it's kind of crappy. Fertilization is okay. I haven't found it to be great. Bakeries for sure. Okay, so bakeries is for sure worth it. So it produces twice as much flour from bread. Okay, it's not that it produces bread twice as fast. It literally will double the amount of bread you're producing. So you need significantly less crops in order to do. So bakeries is pretty sweet if you have crap land and you want to go this way. However, I have found with my strategy of just producing every single food type that it isn't entirely necessary. Okay, so I need about 150 grain to make, yeah, we got to do crop rotation, 300 bread. So that's my goal right now, is to do that, and we'll see if we can do it here. I have a feeling we can. I feel very good, and we're not going to need probably more than 4 families to accomplish this, so it should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, there we go. I don't do barley at all because it's just an absolute waste of time. They need to rethink the way that they do barley on crap terrain. I've seen droughts. You just don't really notice them because they're not that substantial. I always go apple. The less you have to import, the better, man. The less, like, it's just a pain to import apples, and apples are such an easy food. Veggies and apples are like a must for max food variety, in my opinion. Like, they're just so easy. You got veggies, you got apples, you got bread, you got berries, and you got eggs. That's 5. Those are 5 things you can produce in any tile, regardless, unless you have fish, because fish replace berries now. But yeah, you don't need anything. You don't need super tiles to do that. Okay. All right, we got 232 turns until we're attacked. We're growing. We're a grown boy. We need to continue trekking along. I am going to start slapping eggs into this area. So we're basically just spamming egg production. Now keep in mind, you only need to create enough eggs as there are, people, or families, I should say, and I only need about a fifth of my production in eggs. So eggs will eventually actually become a staple food supply when you spam them like this. And my houses really have nothing else to do. Now the pigs, so people want to know about how do pigs work, right? Let me explain how pigs work. So I need 2 boards, and I can't click on it. It don't matter. So if I click on this and I get a pig, that pig will yield 4 meat per year, okay? It will yield 4 meat per year. You can get it to 8. You can get it to 8 by going this direction and getting advanced skinning, which doubles the amount of meat produced by hunters, butchers, and the animal pen backyard extension. That will get you to 8 a year. Eggs produce 12. Pigs produce 8. It's really that simple. So you could, in theory, get a bunch of piggies and with that perk and do pretty damn well. However, you have to invest into trapping, and then you have to invest into advanced skinning. So that's 2 points. This is why I personally am going to just do a sausage city. It would be a city dedicated to the production of sausage. Yeah. But you can play any way you want. I mean, there's a lot of great ways to play the game. But yeah, a lot of I played around with the meat strategy, which is, I don't know, man. There are certain words you don't ever imagine yourself having to say, and that was one of them for me. I don't think meat strategies was ever in my diction until I started playing this game. And I don't know how I feel about that. So we called this city the city of good enough because I was trying to get some of my plots to be pretty efficient, and I decided I just didn't care anymore. All right, let's pause the game real quick and upgrade plots. Eventually, I'm going to be punished for not having a tavern, and it's going to hurt. But I'm going to wait until the day of reckoning to care. We do not have the capacity for upgrades at this point. We're going to keep going. And we need to keep getting ox. We do have a lot of wood being moved around. All right. Oh yeah, with mods, I'm sure you can do lots of stuff. In the current game mechanics, it's every 150 days you yield 1 hide with goats. So goats yield about 2 hide per year, per the patch notes. But clothing is never consumed. It's only reserved by how many families there are. So it is an amazing trade item if you have enough. If you have 10, I mean, that's quite a bit of money coming in every year, especially if you're converting that into boots. So there's lots of good stuff. I personally am all about just slamming as much food down their throats as possible, as I found that to be a viable strategy. You can see now I have a bajillion apples, a bajillion veggies. The berries aren't doing so hot. I believe that's due to spoilage. It's a lot harder now to maintain berries at 400 because you can't just hoard them like you were before. They're also deteriorating in market stalls. So, yeah, good times. Apples for the win, man. How do you like them apples? I like them apples. Not everyone likes them apples. All right. So we got the joiner, we got the blacksmith, we got the cobs, but he's not a coblin. Why is he not a coblin? I might actually have to do some goats here, simply to because I'm expanding so quickly that my production, I need more leather. I could wait, you know, for it to naturally occur through hunting, but that doesn't always occur. All right, let me I wish when we went into tab mode, it would show me if there's already an extension. That is actually one of my biggest pet peeves right now. All right, I really went hardcore on those chickens, didn't I? Well, the world needs chickens. I don't know. Okay. We're gonna get some more houses up. I'm gonna make them goats, and then I'm gonna make them chickens later on. I'm a magician that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn, yeah. I made my roads a little bit liberal. The design calls for 5, but you can definitely overflow. You can definitely overflow these cities. Okay, cool. So you can see I have a lot of stable space. Get another ox there. Got a good chunk of change. We got an enormous amount of roof tiles. We already got the tier 2 church. And I keep someone in here at all times to bury the dead. I am a little scared about the fact that our board production does not seem... I'm going to have to permanently assign livestock, which isn't something I like to do. But I need the boards prioritized, so... Alright. We got a good thing going on here. Okay, I don't know why there wasn't 2 people in the woodcutter there. Okay. So I got 4 months worth of fuel. Yeah, and now that I have so many houses, we really got to ramp up fuel production. Really have to get 2 foresters in here. We need to make sure that we have a lush and prosperous forest. But everything is doing great. I haven't paid too much attention to supply and demand because I'm expanding at such a rate. And now we got, now we can get 2 people in here. We're going to need to get more granaries if I want to get 100% rate. But, you know, I'm at 91% up there right now. But there are more important things, and we will get to that. But yeah, everything is in good production. We need the farmhouse. We need windmills. Yeah, we got our work cut out for us. Quite a bit of work. Yeah, I like to have a lot of firewood stalls. I have problems, but we got fuel. Yeah, it's pretty amazing how much food I have. I think a lot of it might be stuck in the freaking houses right now, though. That's another thing. There's just potentially... not too much. They're only 14. That's not bad. So far, they haven't rioted for the lack of alcohol. But they are going to start getting pissed off about other things. So yeah, first you build the animal pen, and then you buy the animal. The pigs are pretty worthless without the perk, though. 4 meat per year per pen. You'd have to have, like, relative to, you know, eggs, which is 12 a year, 1 per month. You'd have to have so many of them with the perk, though. I mean, that's not that bad. It's not as good as eggs, but, you know, you get enough of those, that's not bad. Especially if you get salt coming in. You can get some good stuff going on there. All right. Yeah, we're doing terrific. All right, we're going to upgrade this bad boy, and we're going to slap a couple dudes in there. We're just slapping dudes everywhere. All right, let's get another ox. I'm really hoping these saw pit dudes are doing their job. I feel like the saw pits, they have 5 timber in there. What are these dudes doing? Are they, like, jerking off in the woods or something? It says they're crafting. What is he crafting? What are you doing? You're at work. All right. Well, saw. Jeez Louise. They're coming in 110 turns, lady. Whole village is depending on you. All right. Looks like we're going to have enough, maybe? Got the spears. We got the shields. We're just drawing too much. Ooh, okay. I don't do mods anymore, man. I'm a vanilla kind of guy. But with that said, when you play a game to a certain point, mods are nice. Yeah. Yeah, the benders are still holding up production wise, so we're pretty good. I feel like the design holds up pretty well. Just need like a little bit of wiggle room, but yeah, the simple stuff. Oh, look at that. Okay, so the rule of thumb is about 0.75 to 1 Morgan per family. So these are 2. So I need at least 4 families. I'm gonna go with 5 families just as a safety precaution. We have a windmill. I'm gonna slap a guy in there. I like to kind of set it and forget it. Not gonna do an oven on him, and we'll do a stockpile so he's always doing his thing. I like to set and forget. I don't ever want to come back here and ever see these people again. I just want them to do their jobs. That's great. Yeah, we have to prepare for the attack still. We're at 90%, which is pretty stupid. Once they start demanding booze, though, like, that situation changes so quickly. All right, let's pause real quick and upgrade to tier 2. I want all that passive money, especially as they start coming for more. I'm also trying to get the manor up so I can start taxing people because I do have... Woo! Okay, so we're going to order goats in all of these houses. And then once we're in a good place with leather, I'll convert these back to chicken. But yeah, I'm getting like 2 new families a week. So that's a lot of leather production that I need to stock the market so that they get the efficiency bonus. But like I said, clothing is never consumed. It's just stocked. All right, we got 50 leather in there. That's good. Got the shoes. Got everything going. We're getting there. I just told you I like to set it and forget it. I mean, I could just wait until the farming season starts for absolutely no reason, but I prefer just to assign people and then move on. There we go. I don't do any of that like hyper micromanagement for efficiencies that are minuscule. Like, that's not my style. Efficiency for efficiency's sake is not efficient. Like, it's not. If you're spending 20 hours for 1% efficiency, you're an asshole. Like, you're not an intelligent person. I'm a very efficient person, but it's within reason. All right. But yeah, no, I don't, like I said, I'm a set it and forget it player. I don't care if like I could do XYZ. I only micromanage players if the gain is substantial. Because what happens is you get caught up in something else and then you forget about it, and it's like you're trying to like save those workers for XYZ reason, and then they're not there, and they're like, oh crap, the harvest season started and I didn't have the workers in there because I was trying to be efficient. It's just like you're inviting chaos when you try to do too much at once. Like I said, I just set it. I'm a set it and forget it player. Like, you just put them in and go. You don't have to think like that with this build. You have more people than you have common sense with this build. That's the best way to do anything. Having more power than you need is always the best strategy. All right, these aren't lining up right. Cool. There we go. Got some more houses. All right, well, we got 2 more layers of housing, and then all the housing here is done. But yeah, we just, the food is pouring in now. So I don't have to worry about people starving to death. That's great. Yeah, we are at max houseage, so that's not great. All right. Okay. All right, we got goats. Those are not going to yield too much, though. I mean, it's going to take us a couple years. It's going to take us a couple years to get all of the stuff back up to where we need it. All right, we have 8 free families. Everything's pretty much capped out. I'm hoping that they can do this. I might need another family. I'm going to slap another family in there. I'm a little worried that they can't do these fields. It kind of looks like they may have. It used to be one family could do one Morgan, and so we got 4 Morgans, so 4 families. But I'm not feeling it. They probably could have got it done if the plots were more square. But since they're so long, there's a lot of back and forth, so I think that's adding a lot of additional time. Yeah, the addition of the second of those 2 families should be sufficient. But yeah, I don't like this at all. We got to have this done by June. Harvesting, plowing. So okay, so they're not gonna. Yeah, okay, cool. They'll have the crop. They'll have everything ready, and then we'll start planting in autumn. So we have some time. Beautiful. It's kind of amazing how many freaking ox I have, and yet none of them seem to want to work. All right, we've almost maxed out everybody here. I believe one more archer. What we really need is more spearmen. All right, so the enemies are here. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that for now. I'll get those guys later. Don't know where they are. I don't know if I can take them with my army. I don't have the treasury funds. Okay. That's not good. But I've been in worse situations. Usually I import weapons too. Okay, so they're coming from the south. All right. Well, this is going to be a fun time. We're going to have to use our terrain to our advantage. This isn't a good situation. Now, typically, I would have had my manor up, but there's just too many competing. Dude, this isn't good. This is not good. Oh, not good. Not good at all. That is a lot of raiders. That is an enormous amount of raiders. Okay. There will be deaths. I did not get my coppers up, and 2, the merc system is pretty annoying right now because it's like the main dude has hired most of them. Okay. All right, so he's up over there. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's gonna come to my rescue, and I can't do crap. It's a beautiful place to be. My only luck would be is if we get a buttload of bows. I should have probably bought more bows. Okay. So they're gonna come. They're gonna try to burn shit. This is gonna be a wild day. I can potentially do it though. No, that's what I was looking for. Are there any Lord armies? There are not any Lord armies. Unfortunately, I do feel like board production is really shit. Because I should have been able to produce enough shields to have a full unit of shieldmen. But I did not get it. Oh, we got these guys. Woo! Actually, yeah, I could get like one more unit. And if a mercenary comes up, these guys aren't gonna make a dent, but well, we're gonna play the hand we're dealt. I can definitely defeat the bandits the next time. I think I have to start importing weapons. I'm not really sure what's going on with board production. It's almost like it's still glitched. It's like maybe I need to build another one. I'm optimistic. I think we're gonna survive. So I'm just gonna build 2 more saw pits. There might be some ink, you know, ink being thrown in the faces of enemies. I feel like I can do it. I believe in myself. Oh boy. We can do it. What the fuck is okay, they're in the woods. Yeah, I've been through worse. Okay, here they come. Yeah, unfortunately I cannot ride naked into battle on an ox in this game, because if I could do that I would definitely win. Alright, so we want to do stand our ground until they collide with us. That will negate the charge, and then we want to switch out of it. Alright, so I think the best thing to do is to get jiggy with it. Will Smith, we're going to use the Will Smith strategy. And we're going to walk up and we're going to slap him in the face. And that will hopefully make 1 unit at least charge into me. Alright. Okay. We got 1, and he's going off the beaten path. This is a beautiful thing. Like divide and conquer strategy. All right. So now what I want to do is have him charge directly into this man's face. We're gonna pelt with arrows from opposing sides. This should actually go pretty well for me. Alright, shoot at will, shoot at will. Alright, engage. Alright, we should kill him. Alright, we got 2 jerks coming at us. Reasonably, once I rout this enemy, I should pull back. Oh god, please rout. Please rout. He's not routing. He's fuck. Okay. Restructure. Alright. Come on, guys. This isn't time to cheer. Alright. This isn't bad. It's not good either. Oh, this isn't gonna go the way I wanted it to. Alright. Let's engage. Let's shoot. Let's have a good time. Alright, we're gonna pull our men back a little bit. We're gonna, we don't have enough room. I'm gonna 2-step this unit. We'll take turns shooting this guy. Potentially kill him. There we are. Gosh, fuck shit game. I hate this. They're just so unresponsive. Like, they're sitting there cheering. I'm like, run for your life. They're like, yeah! It's like, for freak's sake, man. Do what I told you to do. Your lives depend upon you listening to me. Yeah, we're spraying the ink. We're spraying the ink. Alright. Alright. Up here, we took out both units. We didn't lose too many. That's why it's important to stay calm. And, you know, you gotta trust in Jesus in these situations. Jesus is my co-pilot in all of my slaughters. He's a sick man. He's a sick man. But he's there. He's there guiding me. All right. We're going to get our dudes up here. Thanks, man. I'm not going to lie. I was a little scared. But I forgot how weak the brigands are. Thank you, JP. Oh, my God. All right. Well, that was actually a little scary. We lost one retinue. I almost lost my dignity, which would have been far worse. So I'm feeling pretty good about the whole situation there. All right, so that's good. And it looks like we got some more spears and some more bows. But yeah, we're doing great. All right, we're just gonna continue. I'm just gonna, yeah, we're ramping up saw pit production, man. There's just, we'll put one person per saw pit. I mean, it does kind of feel like the stuff is there. We're gonna unassign livestock, but they're just, you know, they're just not doing their jobs. That's all right. We'll hire someone else. I guess I could. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. Fire them. There we go. There we go. We'll just fire them and hire someone better. What happens when you don't do your job? Okay, cool. So we got our gents out here throwing seed down. I am eager to see 38. Oh my God. All right, that's not usually the full yield. It usually takes a year or two. It should be like 75. Should easily be 75. A good one Morgan can do 75. Archers aren't useless. They're actually very effective at kiting and scaring enemies. Like 2 units of spears holding the line with archers shooting your enemy from behind can usually rout most units. And the crossbowmen are a lot better to an extent, but they take forever to reload, whereas the archers can move and shoot over and over again. The archers are still very effective when used appropriately, and they're even more effective when you use them in bulk. They're very, very strong. Okay. Well, we're getting close. I mean, even 150 bread would be great. So the veggies are a little bit more OP than I remember. I'm a little surprised. I knew we would make I thought we'd make like 1,000 veggies, but it seems like I'm making more. So, yeah. This is 6, 12, 24. Yeah, that is a lot. 24 times, yeah, 250 times 4. Yeah, so we're making about 1,200 veggies per year. Making about 1,200. That's about right. No, we're doing all right though. Let's get them going. All right, we'll put one person there. Got a lot of spears going. I'm trying to figure out what's going on over here. I don't want to do reserves, but dang, man. Boards are going fast. I might need to cut down on bows, but eventually I'll hit a good spot on bows. As long as you can get behind your enemy, the archers actually do really well. And it's not too hard to get behind people. I mean, I've taken on entire armies with like 2 units of spears and all archers. It's easy, man. Halberds are definitely my favorite, though. I've done full halberd armies, and they just chop. Bows are easy. They're cheap. you don't have to worry about productions and all that. So easy to mass produce bows. We have to be prepared for the Lord attack. He's got one more region to take. And we're not there. Okay. So I'm going to try to figure out what these crazy people are all doing. Alright. We need to make sure that there are not reserves anymore. Yeah. Let's get rid of reserves. Let's, I mean, we got max wood, so... Realistically, it's just too much building. And it's, not enough ox, I think. All right, 14 months of food. Oopsie daisy. Ah, I haven't set taxes yet. Let's set some taxes. All right, we're going to do all of the above. I don't really need any more people right now. Let's do 20... 10%. 20 is a little hardcore. Yeah, halberds are definitely very good. All right, let's look at what we're at. We might want to do it. We got 59 spears, so let's go to advance. Let's start making, damn, dude, they take planks too. Well, I could start making crossbow parts too, but I don't really need crossbowmen. We're going to start making pole arms. We're going to get ourselves a halberd unit. Halberds are super, super awesome. Feels like all the production is relatively slower now, though. Looks like we're out of iron. I will need to start importing iron. All right. We are exporting roof tiles, but not at a rate that is sufficient. I'm going to have to start exporting vegetables. This is a great way to make money. And we only really need about 600 of these bad boys. I will buy a route for this. All right. Vegetables are going. Apples, we're not quite there yet. Everything else, we're not quite there yet. That's a decent trade. We have a good chunk of ore still, so that means we should have... And a lot of iron slabs. Okay, cool. So I don't need to really do any of that. We've got all the iron we need. We got everything we need. Let's, and we got everybody there we need. I almost wonder if I want another blacksmith at this rate. But, yeah, realistically, it's, these folk over here who are letting me down. I'm gonna... It might be that the second family doesn't increase production, but you can't get more production than one family. But the families aren't even working, so I'm gonna slap them up to 2. All right, let's speed this bad boy up. Oh, shit. They're going for that last region. There's a bandit camp over there. Okay. Well, you need at least 5 retinue to summon. So I gotta pop him back up. Oh, that's good enough. All right. Go steal a bandit camp. If they're going to attack that bandit camp, I want the money. I can get more retinue, at least. And we can get that money for more retinue. Got taxes coming in. Yeah, if we'll get a full retinue, we'll get our full spear, we'll get our halberds, we'll have full bows. We're going to be set. We'll be able to take any lord army they send at me with that. Yeah, we got to get paid. We got to get these brigands out of here. All right. Well, berries are good. Stone. I mean, I could start selling off stone. I have like 400 stone I've collected. I'm kind of the party that does not like having multi-regions as much. I like building up one region, but we will definitely be doing all of the above. All right. Thank you, guys. Right, we're gonna put that in our treasury. 366. Nice. That's going to really help me out there. I really needed that money. Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want. I want my men to be working. Okay. Yeah, they're pretty decent. All right, the slow build is going. We got the regional wealth. We got everything going. Feeling pretty good about this. We're gonna. I could like try to have mercs, but typically what happens is I never get the mercs because he surprises me. All right, cool. And we don't have enough boards. I really need to build the extension here. If I have enough. Oh, I do have enough boards. Okay. Limit reach. Oh, no. I see. I had it in the design. Cool. So now I have to rebuild everything. Perfect. All right. Well, we'll get that up. I don't know why I Yep, there we go. Cool. Yeah, we're getting there. We should be ready for the Lord Raid now. Really? I've never found a need to do the deep iron mine settlement, but yeah, I guess if that's what you're going for. You're going for an economy in that regard. I just like, if I need it, I buy it. You know, I have so much iron. We probably should have capped this too. Let's cap the production to like 10 because it's going to slowly fill these units. Maybe a spare 10 will be good for reinforcements. Archers are grand. Okay, we'll get another archer up. Gonna X out my archers. All right, so we're going to have an interesting army. I'm thinking 2 spears and 3 archers should do the trick. We'll just build that up. This will be really ruthless. The spear and retinue for defense, polearm militia for flank attacks, and then archers for flank attacks. Eventually, I'll pull the archers out for crossbowmen. But we'll be good. How's it going, everybody? All right. Yeah, food is off the rails. Apples are coming in good. Honey's like, I need to build more of these. Eventually, I'll have like more people than I know what to do with. So we'll go back into the honey. You need about 12. Probably need more. But every little bit of honey I make is helping reduce the consumption of other goods. So I always like that. Eggs are not producing enough. We'll get there. Once I get bread rolling in, that's going to help reduce the consumption of everything else. Get that to tier 2. All right. Yeah, they're doing it. I don't know how much grain we got in, but hopefully it was enough. Like none. Yeah, we'll get our retinue up and strong. Now, from my perspective, they haven't nerfed honey. I mean, it's coming in pretty strong. For it to even be on, like, not fully consumed tells me that it's coming in pretty damn strong. I don't know that it should fit the description because it needs to be on par with other food sources, you know what I mean? What's the point of having it as a food item if it can't compete with other food items? Hey, we're doing great. Meat's not in our diet right now, but it will be. All right. Did we not set this guy up right? Shit. I didn't set him up right. I was like, what's going on? All right. Eventually, they'll catch up and I'll have some bread. Might need to increase. We have such terrible, terrible bread. Do one over there. Yeah, emmer would definitely be a worthwhile point. Or rye cultivation would definitely be a worthwhile point, I think. I can switch all that stuff to rye. This patch right here is right around a giant rye cultivation area. Yeah, I avoided it too until someone else pointed out to me how it works, and then I tested it, and I actually had a city where it was one of the main food groups in the last patch, so it was still broken as of the last patch, and so I will explore and find out if it is still broken as of 8.004. Apples are stupid, stupid powerful, though, once 5 years have passed. And then it's just an absurd amount of food for very little work. Yeah, plows would have been nice, but sorry, guys. All right, we've capped out housing. It's kind of crazy how quickly we grow. It says we paid 125 units, but I hope that wasn't bread, because that's my bread. That's the one thing I hate about the tithe, too, actually. I just want to get enough power to take one region, which we have. But I might skimp on the tithe. All right. Man, it's a little wonky here today. Go. I don't know if that's going to work. All right, cool. All of them have extensions. It's a little fun, but that's all right. So this will be it for housing, and then the next is tier 3. So I'm gonna have to get ale production up next if I want to get any bigger than this. But there we are. The shield design is still very stupidly overpowered. All your eggs are within reach of granaries, so logistics are still pretty on point. We have so many saw pits going. It's kind of absurd. Yeah, see, they're being really, really lazy. We have it. We maxed out boards, but I still feel like production. Yeah, there's some kind of weird disconnect in production, man. We should be producing really, really easily now. I wonder if they nerfed like the blacksmith. He's like just producing so slow now. Okay. Yeah, so now it's just a people deficit. I need to get about 350 population in order to have a full army. There we go. All right, we're doing great. Gonna have to build another granary. Yeah, I'm trying out the new strategy to optimize carts. I'm not really sure if it's that fantastic yet, but I'll know more once I have a proper food system. Right now, my food system is still, you know, kicking into high gear. Eventually, I'll probably want to get another trade post up, too. But we got lots of money. Oh, my God. A lot of money. Okay. Yeah, it would be nice to have another region just to have the extra retinue, too. That's for sure. I'm going to upgrade a few of these guys, though. All right. Well, we got a full retinue. Yeah, that's probably a good point. That's probably a good point. Or at least a midway point between the two. Because you got to cart it to the storehouse. But the storehouses don't need to be, like, right on top of things. I mean, I have more than enough boards. So, it's literally... Yeah, we can demolish these. I don't need that many. And we'll just cut this one down. We only need 2. We're at 100 boards now. It's realistically, it's just these guys are slow. Okay. Well, there's no ifs and or buts about it. I need that third food type. That's got to be... we got some bread finally coming in. So veggies, bread, and apples are the two easiest to get. There we go. 74. Okay, cool. Yeah. We're going to be making 300 bread. That will be more than sufficient for this population. All right. We're going to have the 3 food types, and I'm going to have to start doing a drip system on alcohol. So we're going to create a brewery extension, and I'm just going to start gradually trading more and importing not barley. I'm going to start... Yeah, it probably will be cheaper. I will eventually make a region for this spot. Yeah, we'll need to make malt. They fixed malt in the new patch too. Malt houses weren't working properly, and now they are. All right, so we'll put them here, kind of close to the bakery, kind of close to where the goods are going to be stored. Should be pretty sufficient. There we go. I just place my well like straight in the middle, but realistically, they go to the nearest water source, so I mean, I would just do your corners, you know what I mean? Do your corners with wells, and you should be fine. Not a bad thing to do, but you can play with the underground wells and having to find like the perfect place. I find it kind of obnoxious, personally, so I just don't do it anymore. I enable it so I can place wells anywhere. But yeah, good call. I don't want flour ever stored up here, though. Or bread. This is, like, way too far away for, like, a lot of this stuff. Okay, sometimes it's dangerous to make these distinctions, but... yeah, we don't want any of that there. These granaries upgraded. 200 beer, that's more than enough to do a gradual. I think we're going to have to slap another dude in the oven here. Alright, yeah, we'll keep all the grain down here. Damn, dude, the food is really getting spread across. Alright, we're doing it. 74 and 0. Yeah, I didn't get this guy planted fast enough, but we're going to be at a point where we're at optimal food production here pretty shortly. The eggs, honestly, should be really kicking in here now. Alright, yeah. So once I get all these eggs over here, I think eggs will definitely be a new food group. Every one of these is 1 egg a month, so it really starts to snowball. It actually gets harder as you go to tier 3 because you have more families. But we should have sausages and other things coming in relatively soon. And that is a lot of chickens. Right, we got a tax on ourselves now. That sucks. We can pay the tax as of now, but yeah, we're going to have to get these guys up to tier 3. I have to increase taxes. We're at 60%. I think the need for alcohol is going to start growing. My God, that is a lot of chickens. All right. You might even get to a point where you can start trading. Trading chickens. Or eggs, I mean. All right, cool. You can limit ale production. That's scary. That really makes the drip system a lot easier. If I limit it to 10... oh, why did they do that? That makes it so much easier to cheese than I was before. I was just relying upon just not overbuilding something. All right, let's start getting malt in here, and then we can get barley as well. Start using our money for good here. All right, not bad. Okay, let's look at some other stuff I can start selling. I might keep those goats that I have because, I mean, I don't have any excess leather. It's primarily because we're just growing so fast. It's eventually I'll have enough shoes. We can start selling shoes. Eventually I'll even be able to start selling war bows. I might actually start selling war bows right now. All right, I want a 30 surplus of bows. And I want to start trading. Ooh, they used to start at 8. Now they start at 5. Those devils. Let's get a horsey. Alright. Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah, pack stations are great. That's why we got the apples, is so we have something to trade. But dang, man. Yeah, our food's coming in hot. But we're eating. We have a lot of people now, and we're really eating through a lot of it. The apples, you can see, are not totally fully grown. They're getting really close, so that's great. And I think the tavern. Oh, we did. Yeah. So this is the drip system. You just like a little bit of booze at a time. We can do tier 3, but we don't want to do that because we're not ready for it. not ready for it. These level 1s have to get up, but everybody else, no. Summarize the last 2 patches, essentially, it's just a little bit, food production is a little bit harder. Sausages will help you hit your tier 5, your food requirements when you want to go to tier 3 to have 4 food. Like sausage is actually relatively easy to produce and import. It does look, they also made it so that you, 1 ale will fulfill the needs of 3 families. So it used to be 1 per family, now it's 1 per 3 family. So that's it. And you can have pigs. And it's a little bit easier to make meat. However, it's not entirely necessary because with the right policies and a rich deposit of wild animals, I had more meat than I ever needed and was able to import it. But you could also use pigs in conjunction if you want to have a small city. But pigs are kind of not entirely necessary in my point of view. And the only way that they're useful is if you have advanced skinning, and that's 2 points. That's 2 points, and you know what I mean? It's way too many points to make them useful. Other than that, man, and then crossbows, other than that, not a whole lot, in my opinion. Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough has been done. I personally expect them to utilize the resources that were granted to them in the forms of tens of millions of dollars from the purchasing of this game to hire the necessary bandwidth to, you know, push more development. But that has not happened. Right there. There we go. So hopefully soon. I know they're ramping up certain. I know that they're looking for people, quote unquote. What that, if it's sincere, we'll find out. You know, I'm looking for a Tyrannosaurus Rex in my backyard right now. I'm very sincere about it. I think one day I will find a T-Rex. There's a huge difference between saying you're doing something and then the actions. Like, if I show you guys a picture of a T-Rex tomorrow, you'll be like, damn, he was serious. He actually got a T-Rex. And that's how I feel about their little comments about how they're gonna hire people. It's like, okay, but you haven't done it. So like, for like, is he like turning down like, what's their, you know, my concern is that there are probably people who want to work on this game who are not being hired because they don't fit a certain criteria that the dev wants. So yeah, it's highly efficient. It looks good from certain angles. But there are other designs. I'd like to do more circles. I'm thinking circles next, but I don't want to overwhelm myself with all the awesome power of the circle. Circles are pretty sweet though. Like, I mean, you could do some pretty cool little circle designs and make your areas look nicer. I've seen some pretty neat designs that people have come up with. Alright, let's look at another horse. Even though the trade post can only use 2 horses, I'm probably going to have to get another trade post up, in fact. I'll just place it here for now. What's kind of annoying is, we can manually assign, you only get 2 horses, so only a couple dudes can go out and trade goods, but... Alright. Yeah, we still have iron slabs, and we still got a buttload of clay. And we're still trading firewood. I should boost that up. I might need to start getting more coal production. But other than that, we're doing great. We're about 50%. Food variety is ass right now, just simply because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the whole understaffing granaries thing works, but I don't think it does. It's kind of like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I mean, yeah, it's optimal for carts, but I don't know if it's optimal for until you get enough food. What's unfortunate is that you can't designate a food stall for a certain type of good. Like, I can't say this one's for berries, because then I could say this one's for berries. This granary only stores berries. These people only deal with berries. Like, then you could really dial in the efficiency on this stuff, man. But that's not in the game currently. That would be the ideal way to do it. But, alright. So we got a little bit of booze coming in. We're broke as shit. What did I do? I spent all my money. Yeah, barley is killing me. But we'll be alright. Alright, and we went through a lot of veggies. That's good. I'm gonna keep us at 6. Alright, we're gonna have to start selling our daughters. It's the only way. I was hoping the roof tiles would sell a little bit better, but they're not doing terrific. It looks like we could also start exporting boards. So we'll keep that at 70. Start exporting some boards. We're gonna have to sell anything that we can. And demand for the taxation is hurting us pretty bad. And we don't have as much food, so we're not getting food bonuses anymore. But this is what happens when you do tithes and stuff. All right. So we're at 3.2, and that's going to be good for us. And I'm going to boot this up to 5% tax. And I think that will be sufficient. We're going to pull back a bit. We want to stay above that 53%. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe a couple years for this game, and I think we'll be in a good place. I think we'll be in a great place. Here we go. Do not want trade posts. Well, you can see we have an enormous amount of families, though. It's pretty crazy. All right, cool. We got lots of grain production coming in. Everybody's doing a grand job. We got everything going on. But this is Shield 2.0. It's I'll be the large formatted video is going to be out here one of these days soon. It's just taking me quite a bit of time because I am watching all of it, and I'm cutting out parts that I don't think are like engaging and are distracting. So, which is quite a bit, in fact. So hopefully it will be a good video and it will be engaging. But it's a lot to do. I mean, I am not fully where we're going to even be, because the next thing we're doing is taking this region, then this region, and starting up imports. But once we get to that point, then it's upgrading to tier 3. Things will move like relative. Like right now, it's kind of like that bulk stage. You know, you're cramming 150 grams of protein down your throat and you're working out stage, and you're gonna be beefy soon. But we're gonna upgrade these guys to tier 3 relatively soon. I need that booze, and this region right here is prime booze land. So we're gonna have to go to war with him, and that will be in the final formatted video. But yep, that is gonna conclude tonight's episode. Thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to kind of show you what I'm working on. But yes, hopefully soon. And if you're a fan of Stranded Alien Dawn, I have a brand new series coming out tomorrow with episodes every Friday, Sunday, and Wednesday until conclusion. I think there are about 6 episodes in total, maybe a bit more. But yeah, I got some stuff planned out. So anyway, have a good rest of your night.